Iain from RTO here, and as you can see, all the album covers are back up. If you've watched Genesis, you'd have seen them falling down one by one off the wardrobe. Funny, I know what I like in my wardrobe. Yes, my pictures were falling down. Anyway, welcome to the one-off wonder album. Well, today's a little bit not a one-off, but they made this. What we're talking about now, Mason and Fenn, they made this album and then they did a soundtrack. But I'm going to mention it in the honourable mentions. So this album is called Profiles by Nick Mason, Pink Floyd drummer, and Rick Fenn, famously known for being a guitarist in 10cc. He's also did some guitar work with Mike Oldfield, and this was the first collaboration between these two musicians. So you had Nick Mason on the drums and keyboards and percussion, Rick Fenn guitars and keyboards, a guy called Mel Collins who played saxophone on a few tracks, David Gilmour did the vocals on one of the tracks, so did Maggie Riley, Danny Paroli sang vocals on another track. Now this is my favourite, Craig Pruess on emulator brass. So basically he's playing a synthesizer, but I like emulator brass. And then a J.F. Fenn, must be a relative of Rick's, so that makes up the band. Okay, let's have a look at these tracks. The first track is called Malta. Okay, you gotta remember this was made in the 80s, so it's all going to sound very 1980s sound, but it's a pretty good arrangement. It's got that 80s synth sound, and the drums have got that 80s feel to it, but it's a really good track, and Rick Fenn's solo on this is absolutely belting. One of my favourite tracks on the album, really good. Second track on the album is Life for a Lie. This features David Gilmour and Maggie Riley on vocals. This is so Pink Floyd. Well, considering this was 85 and A Moment's Elapse of Reason came out a few years later, this song could have been on that album. Great song. Next song is Rhoda. This is a jazzy number. Rick Fenn's. Oh no, it's not. Oh dear, who's come down? It's Richie Blackmore's come down. Never mind. I'm just carrying on regardless. Yeah, Rhoda's a jazzy. And something else has gone. I think it may be the heat, to be quite honest. Nice jazzy guitar in this Rhoda track, really good. Then we get a great track called Profiles Part 1 and Part 2. This is just got a great piece of 80s prog. Really good track. Apart from Life for a Lie, this is probably the best track on the album. Then on the flip side, side 2, starts off with Israel. This is Fenn Parolel singing a very 80s song, but it's okay. You got to remember this album is it was 1985. You got to forget how albums sound today. You got to take this for what it was at the time, and at the time it was a very good song. And The Address. This is a song, it is so dated, but it's got a great guitar solo. Rick Fenn is a great guitar player, without a doubt. Then we get Mumbo Jumbo, and it's not, I've never ever liked this track, even when I first brought the album. Then Zip Code, that's as bad as Mumbo Jumbo. And again, I've never ever really liked this track. And we get Black Ice. That's a good 80s rock track. Really, really good. Then we get, at the end of the day, great guitar from Rick Fenn again. Absolutely belting. Then we get Profiles Part 3. It's only a little short 2-minute thing. And it's really, really nice. Now, ranking this as an album, I actually looked at it not as an album that was come out now. I thought about it and thought, what did I think of it when it came out in 1985? And I thought it was really good. It was a bit different from what I normally buy. So I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 7.5. Because it is, when it was made, and considering when it was made, it was terrific. Now we're going to have a bit of an honorary mention. In '87 there was a film called The White of the Eye, and Rick and Nick were asked to do the soundtrack. Now it's a typical soundtrack album with little 2 minutes here. Some of it's a bit weird, but you got to remember that on a soundtrack, if you haven't watched the film, the little bit of music doesn't relate to you. Now, if you remember when we did Mike Oldfield, I ranked the Killing Fields not at the bottom, because I've seen the film, and when I listen to that little bit of that music, I can picture what's going on in my head. I suppose it's like soundtrack to Flash. Some of that is a bit weird, but because I've seen the film, I can relate to it. But there is one outstanding track on this, and it's the last track, and it's the title track, White of the Eye. Now in the playlist I've put Life for a Lie, and I've put this because it is a fantastic piece of work. Now before we go, as I said, I brought this back in 1985, and again when I was sorting through some stuff yesterday, guess what I found? The actual album. Yes, I can't remember what label. Let's have a look. It's got, this side has got a lot of Rick Fenn stuff, and then on this side it's got Nick Mason, and it's got racing cars. Let's have a quick look at it. It's on the Harvest. Look, it's on the Harvest EMI Harvest label. I bet this is worth nothing. Put it back in its cup, and then on the back cover you get a picture of them. So again, when I'm sorting out, when I'm doing this, if I find the album, I will show you it just to prove that I have had it. Well, that's it for this week on RTO. Another busy week. And next week I will make sure that all the pictures are up properly. I've just put them up with some temporary thing, but I think over the weekend I will go and find something a little bit more permanent. If you've got any comments, I just read a really nice one before I came to do this. Someone on Mike Oldfield. Really nice comments. And I had a nice comment from Coleman about that this is an underrated channel and we should have more subscribers. They're absolutely right. We need more subscribers. So if you're watching this for the first time or watch any of the videos, subscribe, and then you won't miss out on anything. Don't forget, we do have a live stream on Thursday evenings. Last night's was really good fun. There was lots of banter. We went off course loads of times, which was quite good. So that's it for the week. Everyone have a fab weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. Take care for now. Bye.